It was only a matter of time before I let you see me as I really am. An actual fucking mess. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you've never been here before, hey, sorry. I promised that today's video was going to be fun, and also that it was not going to be about Gabby Hanna. And I fully intend to keep that promise, even though this is a completely different video than the one that I dubbed fun. But we're gonna have fun anyway. We're gonna talk about Jeffree Star today. Personally, I don't want to ever talk about Jeffree Star because I don't want to get sued. And this video is proof positive that Jeffree Star will sue you. Jeffree posted a video yesterday, sort of to give a life update. So this video was sort of supposed to be Jeffree addressing things. It wasn't titled addressing everything or anything like that, but the general idea was that he was going to put out a video talking about the things that have been going on. As with every Jeffree Star video, nothing's really been addressed. I mean, it's been acknowledged. I wouldn't say it's been addressed. The video starts with Jeffree on the floor. He's coming for Trisha Paytas's brand now, I guess. The first minute of this video is Jeffree essentially just, perhaps unintentionally, but still bragging about traveling to Wyoming and to Montana, which sounds lovely right now, with the dogs his dogs have more money than I will ever see in my entire life, and that just gives me an ulcer. We're then transported to a new outfit and with a new backdrop of the very necessary library in Jeffree's house because of course he's having his entire house custom redone right now during a pandemic after receiving
a loan from the government for small business.
Because if he didn't, can you imagine the squalor he'd have to live in? I can. It looks like my house. Jeff goes on to say, oh, we know life is always testing me, etc., etc. And my first thought was,
yeah, that's what life does.
All problems are relative, right? You know, rich people can have problems just as much as poor people can have problems. But right now, then Jeffree, after the first minute of this video, goes into the situation at hand, which was about fake accounts created to look like his ex-fuckboy Andre, and they made some really outrageous claims. People were very confused because there was account after account. Honestly, I know I've referenced him before and y'all know I love him, but the fact that Dennis, that Def Noodles, was able to keep up with this fucking story in real time was absolutely mind-boggling to me, because every time I saw a new thing from a new account that was maybe legit but maybe not, and they all turned out to be fake, I was like, my brain just like shut off. So I like had to just lock my phone and throw it, because I was like, I cannot, my brain doesn't, I can't anymore. I don't know
if my brain is actually deteriorating or if that was actually that confusing. I'm still unsure.
But like I said, I have no idea how Def Noodles kept up with that shit, but that was impressive. I'll link his video about it below because it is at this moment I would like to take a moment to thank YouTube's captions for the absolutely beautiful Jeffree does math caption on this video, because man, there's nothing like being busted doing math, you know what I mean? Jeffree says this person who, excuse you, created these fake accounts and who alleged things like Jeffree doing math or meth, and also that he was HIV positive. They tracked this person down, and this person is being prosecuted. I guess this may kind of come off as an unpopular opinion, but I don't blame Jeffree Star for suing this person. I don't even necessarily have a whole lot of opinions about Jeffree Star because I don't really care enough. I'm not a makeup person. I'm not a racist person. I don't care. He's a non-factor to me as far as the internet goes, but I don't blame him for suing for this, particularly with the rumor that he was HIV positive. I just feel like that's something you don't, no matter who you are. Like, Jeffree's a shit person. Like, he's proved himself time and time again to be kind of a shit person. And again, I don't have a lot of strong opinions about him because I don't really care. But I just feel like no matter who you are, I don't think HIV is something that's funny or clever to fuck around with. And I don't think, I don't blame him for suing. I don't know if that necessarily falls under sort of slander or something defamatory, because I know you have to prove malicious intent in those cases, but I think it's worth the scare for that person, because that's vile. And then that's it. That's it. That's Jeffree addressing things. Again, I know the video wasn't like addressing everything, but like the title of the video is, you know, never dating again, here's what went down, or whatever the fuck. And it's like, okay. So 3 minutes of this 24-minute video are him addressing the things that have gone on. There was no mention, and maybe this is a legality thing, I'm not a hundo on that. There was no mention of the article written by Kat Tenbarge that came out sort of as this Andre fuckboy fake account business was unfolding. It came out at the same time. If you haven't read this article, I encourage you to do so, especially if you actually have opinions, real opinions about Jeffree Star. I've linked it below. It's heavy. I mean, there are some very, very serious allegations of sexual assault and general assault against Jeffree in this article. I don't know, I'm not speaking any truth to them or any falsehood to them. I'm just saying that they are there in the article. There's a lot of information there, and I highly suggest you read it, because it's interesting at best and horrifying at worst. Again, I'm not saying that anything in that article is true. I did not write it. I do not have real opinions that I'd like to share on the internet about it, but I think it's an interesting read, and I think it's interesting that it coincided with this huge internet takeover scandal that involved this ex-fuckboy that sort of overshadowed this, what should have been a bombshell article. Do I think this fuckboy business was potentially a diversion from that article potentially popping off and being a huge bombshell article? Yeah, it looks like that. Am I saying that it is? No. I'm saying it does look like that. Just a thought. Anyway, the rest of the video was essentially Jeffree just bemoaning 2020 from inside his bajillion-dollar mansion. He talks about one of his dogs being diagnosed with cancer and having cancer surgery, which is very sad, and the stress of all of it ended up subsequently caused the dog to end up with diabetes as well, which I know can be incredibly difficult. It's always hard when your pets and when your family gets sick, you know what I mean? That's pets included. His other dog swam at a time, and then he's gonna knock up one of the other dogs for puppies. After this riveting, groundbreaking content, we are treated to another wig and a piercing party for himself and everyone on his at-home payroll. And that is quickly followed up by an absolutely tone-deaf house tour. Another tone-deaf way to say
2020's been hard, man.
Listen, I know we like to watch people do stuff, right? Like, that's what the internet is all about, you know, and reality TV. We like to watch other people do things and live their lives, and, you know, I think it's why, you know, like the Kardashians are. I've only ever seen one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and it was the one where Kris Jenner tried to be in Chicago, and I have never laughed that hard in my life, and I don't think I will ever laugh that hard in my life again. Honestly, I don't know how I didn't become a regular viewer based on that episode alone. But the thing is, I understand we like to watch people who have lives similar to ours, and also people whose lives are very, very different to ours. And I have no issue with watching rich people exist. Like, that's totally cool. But like, during a pandemic, where people are literally, and I know Jeffree gives away money all the time and everything, but like during a pandemic, when people are literally just like trying to live, and we get mid-pandemic like this tour of all of this expensive ass renovation that's happening in his house, because it just, this bajillion-dollar mansion just isn't exactly to his specifications yet. You know, he's telling us what's going on in his life, and unfortunately there's nothing relatable about what's going on in Jeffree Star's life. At no point in my life,
Like, oh, he's just like us.
there's no, it just doesn't exist. He's in a completely different world. I just feel like the timing of this, especially as like the holidays approach and like we're approaching gift giving holidays, whichever one it is you celebrate, if you celebrate any at all. I can't stand to listen to someone who has everything complain about nothing. You can be the wealthiest, most set person in the whole world, and at the end of the day you can still be miserable. I get that. But the thing is that to come on the internet to your millions of subscribers and complain about how hard 2020 has been for you is kind of gross. It rubs me the wrong way, I guess. You know, I don't feel like rich people shouldn't be able to have problems. I think I just don't want to hear about them. Does that make me a bad person? I don't know. And in the little last leg of this video, Jeffree talks about how he and his assistant and Shane Dawson all had COVID in February. I don't know what the purpose of him sharing that was, except maybe to talk further about being tested regularly for it. I don't understand why that's information that he threw in at the end of this. I don't get it. Maybe I didn't watch it all the way to the end. Maybe there was a point to that. But that was at the point I was just like, I don't care anymore. I don't care. You made me just sit through like this unnecessary house tour. I had to watch you and all your friends get your ears pierced. I don't care. I wanted to hear what you had to say about the controversy you're in, not the $1 million renovation that you're in. At the end of the day, Jeffree Star is just always going to be Jeffree Star. He's just, like I said, he's in another fucking world. I think at this point we all need to realize that when he's addressing things, he's not going to really address anything. He's going to cherry pick the parts of it that he wants to address, and everything else he just leaves to his very expensive lawyers, which I don't want to meet those very expensive lawyers, okay? I don't want to meet them. That's all I have for today. Hopefully within the next few, my space here will be better. This bag literally drives me nuts. It's literally a bag of stuff from the hospital from when I had my kids. It's not garbage, okay? If you were sitting here this whole time thinking that I had a bag of garbage back here, I mean, it's probably not far-fetched for me, let's be honest. That's all I have for today. I need to go eat something before my kids wake up. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a like. If you didn't like this video, please go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. I can see my analytics, and so many of you who watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you wouldn't mind just like going ahead and subscribing, like, it's not like chain mail. I'm not gonna haunt you. I won't bother you. I'll just be there like once or twice a week. I'll just show up and be like,
Hey, you want to hear my snarky, sarcastic, bitch-ass take on this?
and you can take it or leave it. Just subscribe. Just do it. Just like everybody's doing it. It's fine, right? It's fine. What was I talking about? Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.